हेलो।
Yeah, go ahead.
हाँ, मैंने ज्वाइन किया है। स्टार्ट करना।
Please go ahead. It's live. Hiba. Please start.
Okay, just a minute. Am I audible?
Yes, audible, visible. Go ahead.
Okay. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. In the name of Allah, the most beneficent and the most merciful. Assalamu alaikum. May peace be upon you all. Good evening, everyone. I hope you all are doing well. My name is Hudanaz, and I am delighted to welcome you to today's Aura Readers Club event organized by GIO Rajasthan. Thank you for joining us this evening. Before we dive into today's agenda, let me give you a brief introduction to the Aura e-magazine. Aura is an e-magazine for women both in India and abroad. It aims to keep women updated on various issues and provide them with numerous opportunities. The magazine has reached a significant level of influence and is well regarded for its insightful and empowering content. With that introduction, let's move on to today's event. We have an exciting lineup of speakers and topics, and I am thrilled to get started. Let's begin with Tilawat-e-Quran with translation by Sister Sadia, a member of GIO Rajasthan. Sister Sadia, over to you.
Assalamu alaikum. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. اقرأ باسم ربك الذي خلق خلق الإنسان من علق اقرأ وربك الأكرم الذي علم بالقلم علم الإنسان ما لم يعلم. صدق الله العظيم. فأعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي. ربي زدني علما ربي زدني علما. جو میں نے آپ سب کے سامنے آیت تلاوت کی وہ سورۃ العلق کی آیت 1 to 5 ہے، جس کا ترجمہ کچھ اس طرح ہے: پڑھو اے نبی اپنے رب کے نام سے، پڑھو اے نبی اپنے رب کے نام کے ساتھ جس نے پیدا کیا جمے ہوئے خون کے ایک لوتھڑے سے انسان کی تخلیق کی، پڑھو اور تمہارا رب بڑا کریم ہے جس نے قلم کے ذریعے سے علم سکھایا، انسان کو وہ علم دیا جسے وہ نہ جانتا تھا، جیسا کہ میں نے ابھی آپ سب کے سامنے بیان کیا کہ فرشتے نے جب حضور صلی اللہ علیہ وسلم سے کہا کہ پڑھو تو حضور صلی اللہ علیہ وسلم نے جواب دیا کہ میں پڑھنا نہیں جانتا ہوں۔ اس سے معلوم ہوتا ہے کہ فرشتے نے وہی یعنی میسج یہ الفاظ میں لکھے ہوئی صورت میں آپ کے سامنے پیش کیے تھے اور انہیں پڑھنے کے لیے کہا تھا، کیونکہ اگر فرشتے کی بات کا مطلب یہ ہوتا کہ جس طرح میں بولتا جاؤں آپ اسی طرح پڑھتے جائیے تو حضور صلی اللہ علیہ وسلم کو یہ کہنے کی کوئی ضرورت نہ ہوتی میں پڑھا ہوا نہیں ہوں۔ پھر یعنی اپنے رب کا نام لے کر پڑھو یا با الفاظ بسم اللہ کہو اور پڑھو۔ اس سے یہ بات بھی معلوم ہوئی کہ رسول اللہ صلی اللہ علیہ وسلم اسی وحی کے آنے سے پہلے ہی صرف اللہ تعالیٰ کو اپنا رب جانتے اور مانتے تھے، اسی لیے یہ کہنے کی ضرورت پیش نہیں آئی کہ آپ کا رب کون ہے، بلکہ یہ کہا گیا کہ اپنے رب کا نام لے کر پڑھو۔ फिर मुतालिकन पैदा किया फरमाया गया कि ये नहीं कहा गया कि जिसको पैदा किया। इससे खुद ब खुद ये माफहूम निकलता है कि उस रब का नाम लेकर पढ़ो जो खालिक है, जिसने सारी कायनात को और कायनात की हर चीज को पैदा किया है। कायनात की आम तख्लीक का जिक्र करने के बाद खास तौर पर इंसान का जिक्र किया तो अल्लाह ताला ने किसी हकीर हालत से उसकी तख्लीक की इब्तदा करके उसे पूरा इंसान बनाया। अलग जमा जमा है, अलका जिसके माने हैं जमा हुआ खून है। ये वो इब्तदा हालत है जो इस्तकार हमल के बाद पहले चंद दिनों में रूनुमा होती है, फिर वो गोश्त की शक्ल इख्तियार करती है और इसके बाद तबदरीज इसमें इंसानी सूरत बनने का सिलसिला शुरू होता है। तफसीर यानी ये उसका इंतहाई करम है कि इस हकीर तरीन हालत से इब्तदा करके उसने इंसान को साहिब इल्म बनाया, जो मखलूक़ात की बुलंद तरीन सिफत है। और सिर्फ साहिब इल्म ही नहीं बनाया बल्कि उसको कलम के इस्तेमाल से लिखने का फन सिखाया। वाखिरु दावाना अनिल हम्दुलिल्लाहि रब्बिल आलमीन। सदक़ल्लाहुल अज़ीम। वस्सलामु अलैकुम वरहमतुल्लाहि वबरकातुहू।
Thank you, Sister Sadia, for the beautiful recitation. Now, I would like to invite Sister Hiba Naz, General Secretary of GIO Rajasthan, to deliver the welcome address. Sister Hiba Naz, please.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Greetings. A warm welcome to everyone joining us today. It is a great honor to speak before you all on this special occasion as we come together virtually to celebrate and review our magazine, a unique compilation of voices from women across different regions, professions, and religions. To begin, I would like to share a quote that resonates with the essence of our magazine. Magazines may be a dime a dozen, but the good ones don't come along so often. This quote reminds us of the rarity and value of publications that truly enrich and inspire. And I believe this magazine is one such treasure. First and foremost, I would like to extend a heartfelt welcome to all our distinguished speakers. We are privileged to have such a diverse and accomplished group of women with us today, each bringing their unique insights and experiences. Your contributions to today's event is invaluable, and we are eager to hear from you. I would also like to welcome all of you, including the audience, for joining us today as we gather virtually to review the magazine. Let us celebrate the wealth of knowledge, the rich tapestry of experiences and insights it represents. Let us also appreciate the power of education in transforming lives and communities, bringing us closer together and fostering understanding among us. The stories and information this magazine shares, particularly from the in depth articles on current issues to insightful personal stories, all of this reminds us of the importance of staying curious and committed to learning. All the more, reviews and discussions play a crucial role. They provide an opportunity for us to critically engage with the content presented, to delve deeper into important topics, and to gain diverse perspectives. Through constructive dialogue only, we can broaden our understanding, challenge our assumptions, and ultimately contribute to positive change. In closing, I encourage all of you to engage actively in today's session, share your thoughts in the YouTube comment section, ask questions through the live chat, and participate in the discussion. Together, we can continue to build a platform where every voice is heard, every story is valued, and every person feels a sense of belonging. Thank you all once again for being here. Welcome to our magazine review event, and let's make this a memorable and enriching experience for everyone. Jazakallah khair. Assalamu alaikum.
Thank you, Sister Hiba, for the warm welcome. Moving forward, we have an introductory address by Mrs. Shaima, sub-editor of Aura. Mrs. Shaima, the stage is yours.
Yes. Am I audible?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you so much for the lovely welcome address and this well put together program. I would like to take it up from a phrase that the previous speaker in the welcome address spoke, which I really liked, which was being curious and committed to learning. And I think that sums up and encapsulates the kind of community and the kind of reading culture and writing culture that Aura is trying and has been trying to cultivate for the past 3 years. My name is Shaima. I am the sub-editor of Aura magazine, and I have been associated with it since the beginning of the magazine. And I'm very honored to, have this space to welcome all of you and to give you a little bit of an insight before the program fully begins into the vision behind Aura, the idea behind Aura, its history, and also the reason or we are gathering here today. Because we all attend a lot of meetings, we all attend a lot of seminars, webinars, programs, lectures, workshops. But a review meet is not something that is a very standard program. Like I don't think many of us would have attended review meets of magazines, of other magazines or publications, no matter how small or large. So when Aura began, it was a conscious attempt uh, to sort of break the mold and in the hope of bringing out an English language digital monthly women's magazine. Those are the words that sort of summarize the technical, specs of Aura. That it comes out monthly, it is in English or prints content that is translated into English. And it is a women's magazine in the sense that it tries to center the voices of women. It obviously we publish, if you look at our past issues, current issue, obviously we publish both men and women across, whether it is region, religion, nationality, whatever it is. But of course, it is a conscious attempt to center the gender lens or the women's lens while addressing a diversity of issues. So, for being a women's magazine doesn't just mean addressing issues that are already deemed to be women's issues, but instead it sort of turns the lens onto a diversity of issues, the environment, politics, education, finance, budgeting, whether it is the home or the nation's budgeting, current affairs, health concerns. Many of you are doctors here. Those kind of things, or even lighter topics, food and travel, etc. And within the framework of a women's magazine. So that was one thing. So our attempt was that we should not be limited by, we should learn from the legacy of women's magazines, a very long and rich legacy in India, whether it is in English, Hindi, Urdu, all sorts of languages, Malayalam, Tamil, there are many women's magazines. So we are not discrediting the legacy, but we are trying to challenge the self-existing limitations on what a women's magazine could look like. So that is why you'll see a lot of topics that perhaps are not seen as women's issues in mainstream media. So without pigeonholing what women should read, we still consciously try to commit to a lens of gender. To give an example, for example, if we're doing a story on labor, on unrecognized and informal labor sector in India, while addressing the broad issue, we'll also try to bring in some kind of aspect on what women workers in India and the unorganized sector experience, or women and children, what do they experience, so on and so forth. So that is one aspect of it. That is what Aura has been so far, and we've tried to organize competitions. We brought out one print issue last year, which gathered a lot of multi focal kind of debates around gender and women. And we've also done workshops to train young women writers in creative writing, journalistic writing, report writing, writing for children, all those kind of things. And so every month we bring out one issue trying to highlight all these different fields. And coming to the question of what is the Aura Readers Club, what is a review by experts, it is essentially a method of a feedback mechanism For mostly feedback mechanisms in online magazines are limited to leaving comments, on websites, and by judging by the traffic, judging by the comments, judging by the likes, you sort of evaluate whether your readers like it or not. But we wanted to go a step further and try to engage with serious, committed experts in their own fields across all states of India and abroad as well, who could critically comment on these topics every month. And so far, we've covered almost all states in India. We've done such sessions in online or in from experts of other countries as well. So what we do every month is sort of we get together virtually as much as possible, and we let our experts comment. It can be criticism, it can be any compliment, anything they like, any kind of suggestion, or even if the topic sort of provoked some kind of thought in their mind, they come and we listen to them and we try to implement it in the future issues. So that is what the Readers Club is about. And my final request is that many of you are now Aura readers. Maybe you were before, but now due to this review, you definitely sort of engage with some aspect of Aura. You must have at least read an article or gone through the magazine. So I request that all of you now also turn into Aura writers and engage with us. And coming from your experience and your expertise and your strength, write for Aura or get others to write for Aura. Engage with Aura, share it in your circles. So thank you so much. That is all from my side. And now we can begin the actual, the main substantive part of the program, which is the review. Thank you. Good evening.
Thank you, Mrs. Shaima, for the insightful introduction. Now, we have a series of reviews by our esteemed guests. Each speaker will have 7 minutes. As Henry David said, the world is but a canvas to our imagination, and the speakers are here to paint it with their knowledge. Our first topic is Forgiveness, a Great Virtue by Sister Afira Khanum. Sister Afira holds a bachelor's in arts and a master's in sociology. Afira has worked as a talent marketplace executive at Skill Gigs, a pre-sales executive at White Hat Junior, and an academic tutor at Righteous Academy. Sister Afira, please go ahead.
I think you have to unmute yourself.
Assalamu alaikum. Am I audible?
Yes, now you are audible.
Okay. Bismillah Rahmani Rahim. I choose article Forgiveness, a Great Virtue from Life Lesson written by author Binte Sharif for article review. The reason I choose this article is because I can and even everyone can relate this with their own life. In the beginning of the article, the author quoted a beautiful incident from the life of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. The narrative begins with the prophetic incident where Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam identified a seemingly ordinary man as a person destined for paradise. This proclamation piques the curiosity of a companion who then observed the man closely for 3 days to uncover the secret to his divine commendation. The man's revelation that he forgave everyone who wronged him before sleeping each night. This underscored the theme that the transformative power of forgiveness. We can easily understand the virtue of forgiveness. Either we are seeking someone's forgiveness or someone is seeking ours. This incident serves as a powerful action to a broader discussion on forgiveness. The article further states that forgiveness is not only a moral imperative, but also a means to attain
Sister Afira, you are not audible.
Something went wrong with her connectivity, I think. Range, some problem.
Yeah, I think technical glitch.
Mental well-being, and everyone acknowledge the situation. Also, furthermore, this article clarifies that forgiveness brings relief in life, acknowledgement of harm, and personal growth. The author draws on wisdom from Holy Quran state, forgiveness is the sign of the strong, the weak can never forgive. Surah 48 and Ayat 43. This quote reinforces the idea that forgiveness is a mark of inner strength and resilience. It releases the grip of past pain and opens the door to a more peaceful existence. In conclusion, the author serve and clearly explain the topic. The references to the life of Prophet Muhammad ﷺ and the Quran are used in a very effective manner in relation to the topic. The analysis of the article serve as a powerful reminder of the peace and strength that come from letting go of resentment and embracing forgiveness. Thank you, Jazakallah khair.
Thank you, Sister Afira, for your thoughtful insights on forgiveness. Next, we have Dr. Uma Kalia. Dr. Uma Kalia, with 50 years of experience as a practicing doctor, was retired as a senior medical officer from SBI after 35 years of service. Prior to that, she was employed by the Indian Railways for 5 years. She has a strong interest in academics and has been involved in providing free medical aid to children at St. Xavier School in Jaipur for 5 years. In the 1990s, she played a crucial role in educating about AIDS and adolescent health in prominent schools across Jaipur. She specializes in internal medicine and gynecology. She will be speaking on Menstrual Hygiene Day. Dr. Uma Kalia, over to you. Ma'am,
I
you
think
have
you
to
have to, unmute yourself.
uh, Dr. Uma, you are not audible. Please unmute yourself. बोलना
Hello.
Yes,
Hello.
ma'am, you are audible now.
Can you hear me?
Yes, yes.
Yes.
I'm sorry it took so much of time. I had to call somebody
No
to help
worries.
me out with the laptop. Good evening, everybody. And it's been a pleasure hearing you all. And about a week back, I was introduced to this magazine. I was really so impressed by the whole thing. And like I was wondering, people are just discontinuing reading, and how come you people are writing such beautiful articles, all currently and hot topics. So it was a pleasure reading. And Heba asked me, so I'm not very conversant with this, but I'll try to talk about this menstrual hygiene day. Now, Menstrual Hygiene Day is observed on the 28th day of May every month. I mean, every year. Now, menses is supposed to be a biological process of females for the reproductive health, and normally it is nothing but the uterine lining which is shed every month because of normally the uterus is a place where the nidation or pregnancy occurs, but uterus lining, if the pregnancy does not occur, then the uterus lining is. Can I just see myself on this? Because I'm not available on the screen. I would like to see so that I can talk properly. Hello? Can you help me? Hello, am I visible?
Yes, we can see you.
Yes, ma'am,
Okay.
you are visible.
You are
Okay,
visible.
then it's okay because I thought I'm not visible, so I would like to
Yes,
see
yes,
that.
yes. You are very much
So the
visible.
uterus lining is shed every month, every 28 days, and that is known as menses. So menses basically starts with the age of 10 to 13, which is known as menarche for the girls, and later on at the age of 45 to 50, that is known as menopause, it stops. So menses is actually a normal biological phenomena, but people in India unfortunately consider it something very impure, and there's a lot of stigmas attached to it and lots of myths going around. So for the girls it has become, embarrassment to have this, and sometimes they're harassed, then they lose their self-esteem and self-confidence because of that. And so we need to rectify all that. And actually the basic reason is that there's lack of infrastructure, lot of difficulties faced during periods, and this it's very crucial for the health and well-being of the girls that they have a good access to sanitary products, and also uh, the social cultural taboos should be removed, which are detrimental to a well sizable population, which is almost 50% of the world's population, which is females. So now the challenges of the menstrual health management is like, first, socio-cultural taboos need to be removed by proper education, and people need to, think about it in a better way. It is not something which is impure, and people should not, inhibit these people from attending all socio-cultural and religious functions. Then actually limited menstrual products are available, so we should make sanitary pads available easily, and certain people in the rural areas do not know about the products available. In fact, they use leaves, ash, and also rags to cover up during the menstrual period, which is very bad for the reproductive health of the patient. Then inadequate comfortable sanitary pads and facilities like water etc need to be there, and waste management of products of sanitary should be of menstrual blood should be, a patient person should be able to dispose it off. So that is also very essential. And we should try to achieve gender equality for girls and empower them and the women for quality education to promote long wearing opportunities for all. Now, the government of India is doing quite a bit for it. There's a national health mission, then there's the menstrual health mission. This is to increase the awareness and supply of free sanitary pads. Then there is the Swachh Bharat program, which is undertaken by Government of India. They are constructing various toilets all over the place, including rural areas, so that people get their privacy and all. Then there is also number of NGOs in the private sector like WaterAid and Menstrual Health Alliance of India, which is increasing awareness and distribution. And there is Goonj, distribution of these sanitary pads. Then there is Sathi, which is a social enterprise. Ecofen, which is a social enterprise which is making affordable sanitary pads for people who can purchase them at affordable prices. Then there is an education program going on by the teachers, housewives, and health workers. and innovative solutions like digital programs, videos, and all. And self-help groups are also providing cheap sanitary pads. Now, the future direction which people need is there should be a policy and advocacy and research data regarding different communities of India, how they are handling their people with menses. And there should be an improvement in the school sanitation in the rural areas. Waste management should be there. Disposal of menstrual products should be there. And community engagement involving men, especially boys. They should know about this. What is menses? Menses is a normal, natural phenomenon, just like boys have beard. During puberty, the girls have menses, so the boys should also know, so that their attitude change towards the women and the girls, and they do not mock or treat them as somebody untouchable or impure. So we need to do something on that ground as well, and we should empower women and girls through proper education. So I think this is going to help. In my own experience, I know there are girls who were not told about this, and in puberty and menarche they experienced this. They got so anxious, and they were so afraid. So many of them turned into introverts because they were not given any sex education prior to getting menarche. So we need to look on that account as well. And I remember there was a girl, her parents told her that you may have periods and all, and she thought it is probably for 3 days, and she did not take proper precautions, and went to school. And when she went to school on the fourth day also, the period was there, and she had not taken any precautions. She was so terrified, and she walked back to home, cried in front of her parents and ask them, why did you not tell me? Parents are not aware that they should inform their children, they're shy. So this education by people like you and health workers and general awareness needs to be taken into account. And if anybody has any questions, you can ask me. I'm there. Thank you. Sorry for the delay and all those.
No, ma'am, it's all right. Yes, so moving forward, first of all, I would like to thank you. Thank you, Dr. Uma, for shedding light on such an important topic. Now, our next speaker is Dr. Faiza Mansoor. Dr. Faiza, a dentist based in Junjunu, Rajasthan, has practiced previously at Lady Hardinge Medical College and Maulana Azad Medical College in New Delhi. She has been serving the community in Junjunu for the past 12 years. Dr. Faiza will be talking about the topic Father, Architects of Strength, Guidance and Support. Dr. Faiza, the stage is yours.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Today, my topic for the review is Father, Architects of Strength, Guidance and Support. However, this is not my field, but my interest is here because I also have a family, and you all have a family. And as a mother, we all want best for our children. And here father plays very important role. So we'll discuss today about the role of father, strengthening the family, especially in our culture where fathers, women often think that father is only the breadwinner of the family, or he only have a disciplinary role in the family. So first of all, we have to understand the importance of the role of the father in the family. No doubt, mother has a major impact. We know that 90% of the impact on a children's behavior is from the mother, because he spend more time with their children. But fathers, even they spend less time with their children, but they play a very crucial and we can say silent role in upbringing and of the children and their impact on their lives. And they silently shape their children's future, their children's personality by their guidance and by their behavior. So first of all, we have to acknowledge the role of father in all these things. So normally women often portray father as very unemotional and only the breadwinner of the family by saying, "What do? You only earn," or I'm only the person who is taking care of the family. But uh, we have to acknowledge that their role extends far beyond that stereotype. How can we do that? By actively involving in children's lives and their day-to-day activities. Fathers provide stability and essential support for the emotional, social, and their overall development. Initially, children don't say it, but father are the heroes for the children, and they shape their children's personality and their character by their actions, by their attitude, and by their behavior. So, how after acknowledging the role of father, how can we say, how can we incorporate their role in their children's lives? For this reason, first we'll have to understand psychological significance. According to psychology, it's strongly recommended that bond between a father and a child should be nurtured from the pregnancy, even from the day when even before the birth, which provide a sense of security, protection, and guidance in their children. And all these things strongly influence the identity of the children, their confidence, and their moral values. How can a father can establish a healthy bond between him and his children? There are two ways by which we can do it: by being a good role model and by actively participating in their day-to-day activities and their lives. How can a father be a good role model for their children? Research was done in 1999, in which those fathers who have a healthy communication with the mothers of their kids. See, here, who is the bond between the father and the children is their mothers. A father who is a strong, healthy communication between a strong bond between his mother, between the mother of the children and him, he will maturely handle the conflicts. So they are more likely to have boys who are more understanding and less aggressive towards women. Second thing, they are less aggressive, they are more understanding, and they are more emotionally stable. Both girls and boys who have the fathers who are more communicating with their mothers, those children have more sorry, there was a pause. They are more emotionally stable kids. So, and in the future, they also have the healthy relationships where with their spouses, they have healthy relationships, they have healthy families, they have healthy kids. And in that research, it was also shown that if a spouse exhibits anger and contempt towards each other, their children are more likely to be anxious, restless, and antisocial. So it is very important for the father to be more to have more good communication with their mothers and also with the kids. This communication is a very important key to their healthy relationship. Second thing which is important for good relationship between a father and a kid is their active participation in the upbringing and the lives of their children. For that, we can see that there are many ways in today's time by which fathers can participate with their children. And when the fathers participate in their children's life, they have lesser psychological and behavioral problem, and their academic success rate is also very high. There is very positive impact on their academic success also when the fathers are actively participating in their academics, in their sports, in their daily routine, whether it is playing, it is sports, it is their homework, it is the household chores they do with their kids and their spouses. So it is very important to play, to actively participate, not by passively saying, do this, do this, do this, come home and say, give me a glass of water, have a food, and then go to your phone or go to your screens. It is very much essential for today's society where there are generally nuclear families. So fathers have to play very important and active role in their kids' upbringing. Several research findings indicate that fathers who are actively engaged in their children's daily routine, including their education, their sports, they have high IQ of their children. They have improved language and cognitive skills. It is very much essential for a better language and cognitive skill. And I have experienced with it with my own children also, that when fathers are actively engaging, actively participating with the kids, then they have better cognitive skills. They have enhanced academic readiness when they begin to school. Moreover, their children often exhibit greater patience and resilience. And there are some school-related issue or any other issue, whether they are in college, they are in school, they handle it with very maturity. So it is very essential for father. Okay. So conclusion of all the things is that in today's society, fathers will have to play a multifaceted role so that they can bring up a society, bring up the children for more beneficial for the society. Thank you. May Allah guide us all. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Dr. Pfizer, for your enlightening perspective on the roles of fathers. Now we have Dr. Sheetal Vijay. Dr. Sheetal Vijay holds a BDS degree and is currently pursuing her MDS in prosthodontics from Mahatma Gandhi College and Hospital. Alongside her studies, she also shares her passion for food through her food blogging. Today, Dr. Sheetal Vijay will discuss celebrating International Food Safety Day, a commitment to health and well-being. Dr. Sheetal, please.
Hello. Hello. Good evening, everyone. Am I audible?
Yes, you are audible.
Okay. So today I would like to share an insightful review of the article celebrating International Food Safety Day, a commitment to health and well-being by Ferdous Rizwan. This piece underscores the crucial importance of food safety, a topic that directly impacts our health and well-being. The article opens with a powerful reminder of the dangers posed by foodborne illness. The WHO reports that 160,000 people fall ill daily due to unsafe food, with 340 children under 5 dying from preventable foodborne disease each day. These numbers highlight the urgent need for strict food safety measures. In recognition of these challenges, WHO and Food Agriculture Organization will celebrate the 6th annual. Hello, am I audible?
Yes, now
Hello.
you are audible.
Okay. We'll celebrate the 6th annual World Food Safety Day on June 7, 2024. The theme of this year is Food Safety Prepare for Unexpected, established by United Nations General Assembly in 2018. This day aims to raise awareness and inspire action to prevent, detect, and manage foodborne risk. The article identifies 3 key challenges in ensuring food safety. Globalization of food supply chains. As the food supply becomes more globalized, managing food safety becoming increasingly complex. Ingredients sourced from various parts of the world make it difficult to ensure the safety and traceability of food products. Food fraud and authenticity. Food fraud such as mislabeling and adulteration poses serious health risks and undermines consumer trust. The article stresses the importance of advanced testing to verify the authenticity and safety of food. Third is emerging foodborne pathogens. New pathogens and antimicrobial resistance present ongoing challenges. Vigilant monitoring and rapid detection and control strategies are crucial in addressing these threats. The article also emphasizes the importance of regulatory frameworks in safeguarding food safety. So, collaboration is key to effective food safety management. Government, industries, consumers, and international bodies must work together to implement rigorous standards, raise awareness, and invest in research and innovation. By doing so, we can build a safer, more resilient food system. On a personal level, the article highlights the everyday hazards in our kitchens that can lead to foodborne illness. Kitchens often serve multiple functions, increasing the risk of contamination. Proper hygiene, such as thorough hand washing and using separate cutting boards for raw and cooked foods, is essential. Additionally, correct storage practices in refrigerators can prevent the spread of harmful pathogens. The concept of due diligence is central to ensuring food safety. For business, this means verifying suppliers, maintaining clean environment, and preventing cross-contamination. For consumers, it involves making informed choices by checking certifications and understanding food handling practices. So, in conclusion, to Feders Rizwan's article provides a comprehensive look at the importance of food safety. It reminds us that ensuring the safety of our food is a shared responsibility that spans from global supply chain to our kitchens. Celebrating World Food Safety Day is a call to action for all of us to prioritize food safety, protect public health, and ensure that everyone has access to safe and wholesome food. So that's what is. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Welcome. Thank you, Dr. Sheetal, for emphasizing the importance of food safety. Our next topic is Suppressing Free Speech, the Curious Case of Principle, presented by Advocate Nigar Sultana. Advocate Nigar is a practicing civil revenue lawyer and a notary public, holds a B.Ed, MA, LLB, and a diploma in labor law, and runs some self-help groups and an NGO and a secondary school. Advocate Nigar, over to you.
Assalamu alaikum everyone. Today I am reviewing an article that recounts the sudden and controversial resignation of Parveen Sheikh, the principal of Somaya School in Mumbai. The piece is more than a mere news report. It is a window into our society's troubling intersection of education, politics, and personal freedoms. First of all, talking about the topic selection and relevance. The writer's choice to highlight Parveen Sheikh's resignation is both timely and significant. It shed light on broader societal issues such as the freedom of speech, the influence of political ideologies and on education, and the role of social media in shaping public perception. By focusing on a prominent educationist, personal and professional upheaval, the article brings attention to the difficulties faced by educators in the current socio-political climate. Moving ahead, the writing style and presentation. The article is very structured and detailed, providing a clear narrative that guides the reader through the events. Reading the Sheikh's resignation, the language is articulate and evocative, effectively conveying the emotional weight of the situation. The inclusion of direct quotes from Sheikh, the supportive parents, adds. Coming back to the story, Parveen Sheikh is an accomplished educationist with 30 years of dedication to her field. Her innovative ideas have transformed preschool, primary, and secondary education. benefiting countless students and educators. Her experience, her experts in coaching, mentoring, and curriculum development has left an lasting impact on educational institutions across India. However, after 12 years of Somaya's school, including 7 as principal sheikhs, career was abruptly interrupted. The decision came not from within the school community but was driven by external political forces. After reading the story, it is clear that the fundamental right to freedom of speech is at the heart of this issue. Sheikh's personal Twitter activities were the right post supportive of Palestine and critical of certain political figures was stated by Op India, a Hindutva website, to label her as a Hamas sympathizer and anti-Hindu. The accusation that the school's management to pressure her into resigning. But her defense as a poignant reminder of the democratic values we cherish. She emphasized her belief in freedom of expression, stating that it is unimaginable and her proposal views could provoke such a malicious response. And for us, her experience underscores the urgent need to protect the right, especially within the context of professional and professional boundaries. This article highlights a disturbing trend that is the weaponization of social media activities to discredit professionals. Sheikh's experience shows how personal online behavior can be examined, that misunderstood reading took serious real world consequences. The raised critical question about privacy, free speech, and the power of digital platform the to shape public opinion and professional paths. At the same time, we can notice that despite an accusation, she received overwhelming support from the school parents and community members. In addition, testimonial from parents emphasize sex role in promoting culture, harmony, tolerance, and peace. This support reflects her positive influence and the respect she has garnered over her career, which is the most interesting being and influential thing I found in the article. The school management's reaction, influenced by the external ideology and entity, lacks a solid foundation. Without clear protocol on public political remarks by employees, their decisions appear arbitrary and unjust. This case highlights the need of educational institutions to develop robust policies that protect their staff from undue external pressure and ensure fair treatment. And as a notary and a practitioner, I recognize the importance of adhering to legal and ethical standards. The lack of the due process in this case is alarming. Moreover, as an educationist, I understand the critical need to safeguard educational leaders from external political influences. Their, their stability and autonomy are crucial for the progress and integrity of our educational institution. In conclusion, this article brings to light significant issues affecting educational leadership in India. It underscores the need to protect educators' rights and ensure the external ideological pressure do not undermine their contributions. The writer's thoughtful selection of this topic and their compelling writing style effectively highlight these concerns. As an advocate for education and social development, I urge all of us to stand firm in promoting fair and just practices within our educational sector. And I appreciate the writer and the magazine as well for bringing attention to these kind of stories from the ground level and bringing it to a larger audience. At last, thank you for your attention and thank you for giving me the chance to put forth my views. Thank you.
Thank you, Advocate Nagar, for your insightful take on free speech. Next, we have Garvita Gupta. She is a law student at KSLW. currently pursuing her studies with a focus on reproductive laws. She has interned with the Rajasthan State Human Rights Commission and the Rajasthan State Legal Service Authority, and currently assists Advocate Harish Kumar Gupta as a legal aid. Garbita will speak on unforeseen consequences, the lingering legacy of the June. Garbita, please go ahead.
Good evening, everyone. Today, I would like to delve into a significant chapter in our nation's history, the emergency of 1975-1977. This period was not just a footnote in our past, but a seismic event that tested the very foundation of our democracy and, most importantly, to our constitution. Growing up, I often heard stories about the emergency from my parents and grandparents. They spoke of a time when fear hung heavy in the air, when neighbors whispered cautiously, and when the very essence of democracy seemed under threat. The personal anecdotes made me realize that history isn't just about dates and events. It's about the lived experience of ordinary people caught in extraordinary times. Today, getting the chance to reflect on that period, I would like to start by stating that the emergency prompted a critical revaluation of the authority balance between the executive, legislative, and the judicial branches of the government. The period saw the executive branch yielding unprecedented power, sidelining the other branches and suspending civil liberties. This overreach underscored the necessity of the robust system of checks and balances to prevent a single branch from dominating. Thus, the concentration of authority during the emergency marginalized dissenting voices and sidelining critical institutions meant to serve as checks on executive power. It's a stark reminder that democracy isn't given but a fragile construct that requires constant nurturing and vigilance protection. The suspension of civil liberties during the emergency made it starkly clear how vital it is to defend basic freedom such as the right to free speech and expression. These rights are not just abstract concepts but the very bedrock of our democratic society. The abuse of these liberties during the emergency prompted further efforts to guarantee their maintenance in modern day India, ensuring that such overreach could never happen again, as this struck me by how quickly the fabric of democracy can fry under the weight of unchecked power. The concentration of authority during the emergency marginalized dissenting voices and sidelined critical institutions mean to serve as a checks on executive power. It's stark reminder that democracy isn't given but fragile construct that requires constant nurturing and vigilance protection. As someone who values the freedom of express ideas openly and without fear, the censorship imposed during the emergency deeply troubles me. The censorship imposed during the emergency exposed the media's vulnerability to the government manipulation. This dark period for press freedom ignited ongoing debates about the journalistic ethics and the essential nature of independent press. The freedom of the press is crucial for holding power accountable and for the healthy functioning of any democracy. The lessons learned from this era have fueled continuing efforts to protect press freedom and ensure that journalists can operate without fear of retribution. A free press isn't just about reporting the news, it's about holding power accountable and shining a light on injustices. The suppression of media freedom during that time underscores the vital role journalists play in the safeguarding democracy, a role that continues to be challenged globally today. The forced sterilization program during the emergency is particularly haunting. Despite the many other severe challenges posed by the emergency, India's democratic institution proved remarkably resilient. When the emergency was lifted, the country witnessed a remarkable revival. In the 1977 elections, the Congress party, led by Indira Gandhi, was decisively defeated. This transition marked a significant moment in our democratic journey, reaffirming India's position as the world's largest democracy. characterized by the free, fair, and frequent elections. This period serves as a sobering reminder of ethical boundaries government must respect, especially during crisis, to ensure the dignity and autonomy of every citizen. Looking back, the lessons from India's emergency resonate far beyond our borders. The reminders that democracy isn't just about election, it's about protecting the rights and freedoms of all people, especially the most vulnerable. Recent global movements for democracy and against Recent global movements for democracy and against authorization shows that these principles of universal aspirations, transcending cultural and geographic boundaries, as the period of emergency persist in shaping discussion about authoritarianism and the consolidation of the power. They serve as a stark warning against the deterioration of democratic standards. The abuses of the emergency period have led to the legislative changes aimed at fortifying our democratic institutions and protecting individual liberties. These challenges include ensuring that the judiciary remains a crucial check on the integrity of our constitutional values, safeguarding our democracy from future overreach. Further, as someone who believes in the power of democracy to uplift communities and foster inclusive societies, studying the emergency has strengthened my resolves. It's a reminder that we must actively participate in our democratic processes, speak out against injustices, and hold our leaders accountable. Democracy isn't just a spectator sport. It requires each of us to be engaged in the vigilant custodians of our rights and freedom. Thus, this is proved as during the emergency, specific legislative amendments intended to safeguard individual freedoms and strengthen our democratic institutions. The court systems in particular has taken on an even more vital role in acting as a guardian of constitutional ideas, ensuring that the rule of law prevails over arbitrary powers. In conclusion, the review of India's emergency offers profound insights and prompts personal reflections on the challenges and triumphs of democracy. It compels us to comfort uncomfortable truth about powers and responsibility both in India's history and in our global present. As we navigate the complexity of governance and citizenship, let us refrain to commitment to uphold democratic principles and defending the rights of every individual. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Karvita, for sharing your analysis on this topic. Finally, we have Dr. Shivani Khandelwal, who holds a BDS degree and currently preparing to become a medical officer. Dr. Shivani is dedicated to advance her medical career. She will be discussing social media and its obsession with unrealistic beauty. Dr. Shivani, please go ahead.
Good evening, people. Firstly, I'm extremely honored for this opportunity. I'm Dr. Shivani Khandelwal. I'm a dentist by profession, and I'm here before you today as both a member of dental community and a concerned citizen. I would like to draw your attention to an article written by Maliha Fatima Zakir, which dwells into the story of Prachi Nigam, a young woman who achieved remarkable academic success only to get trolled due to her physical appearance. This article sheds light on the unfortunate reality recently faced by Prachi Nigam, a student of class 10, who, despite achieving an outstanding academic milestone, became a target for online ridicule and mockery because of her facial hair. Author prompts us to reflect on society's obsession with superficial beauty standards and the detrimental impact of online trolling on individuals' mental health and well being. As a dentist, I am acutely aware of the profound impact that societal pressures and unrealistic beauty standards can have on individuals' self esteem and mental health. Prachi's stories serve as a poignant reminder of the importance of embracing diversity and challenging social norms that prioritize appearance over intellect and character. Now, I can't help but feel for Prachi. Imagine being in her shoes, dealing with all that negativity at such a young age. Fatima, the author, talks about how our society's idea of beauty can be pretty messed up. It's not just about looking good after all, it's about being smart, strong, and kind too. The article eloquently articulates the need for a paradigm shift in how we perceive beauty, emphasizing that true beauty lies in intellect, resilience, and authenticity. And let's be real, social media doesn't always help. It's like this never ending popularity contest where people are judged based on how they look. It's not fair and it's hurting a lot of kids, Prachi to name a few. Fatima also highlights the prevalence of online trolling and harassment, underscoring the urgent need for social media platforms to take responsibility for fostering a safer and more inclusive online environment. In closing, let us not only empathize with Prachi's plight, but also heed the solutions offered by Fatima to combat online trolling and harassment. Social media platforms must take proactive steps to create a safer and a more inclusive online environment, implementing stricter moderation policies and providing support for victims of cyberbullying. As individuals, we must also do our part by cultivating empathy and compassion in our interactions both online and offline. Let us uplift and celebrate the achievements of our youth, recognizing that their worth lies not in their outward appearance, but in the depth of their character and resilience. Together, let us strive towards a world where Prachi and others like her can flourish without fear of judgment or ridicule. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Shivani, for addressing such a relevant issue in today's society. I want to express my heartfelt thanks to all our speakers for their valuable contributions. Your expertise and passion have truly enriched our understanding of the diverse topics. It is now my honor to invite Mrs. Rahmatun Nisa, Chief Editor of Ori Magazine, to deliver the presidential address. Mrs. Rahmatun Nisa, over to you.
Assalamu alaikum. A very good evening to all of you. May the Almighty's peace and blessings be upon all of us. I'm really very much moved by the enthusiastic way in which all our speakers, our reviewers today spoke. I'm sure that it would have boosted the morale of our writers, encouraged them to write more and come up with more useful and more motivating or more informative articles. First of all, I would like to appreciate and thank Sister Hiba, Huda, and her team for making this review session possible from Rajasthan. And our reviewers, Sister Afra, Dr. Uma Kalia, Dr. Faiza Mansoor, Dr. Sheetal Vijay, Advocate Nigar Sultana, Miss Garbita Gupta, and Dr. Shivani. It was a pleasure listening to you. And I hope that you will definitely be in touch with Aura in future also. Guide us, give, don't show any mercy in criticizing and giving your critical review of what is being produced through Aura. Because at the end of the day, the very purpose of this online review programs is to, as our sub-editor said, to take the feedback of thinking women across the world and how they think about the articles that appear in the magazine. And we also want to learn more from them, because when we print it in black and white, that has another life. But when we discuss about those articles, it adds more life to the already written articles and enriches the articles with your own views. This is the very purpose of the Readers Club programs. And I hope, but this is not the end of it. This is like a starting point of your support, your guidance to a cause that is actually needed in our society. Because Aura's attempt is to promote responsible journalism, especially at a time when, responsible journalism is very much needed for to support a healthy democracy, to foster a more informed and engaged society, and encourage critical thinking. This is something which is being oppressed and subdued by the media, by the authorities, but we need to encourage. Only where people have this critical thinking power, democracy can flourish in the right way. So critical thinking is something which is really needed, and also promote fact-based discourses. We all know how, creating wrong stories, false information, based on false information, how people try to create hatred among people, separate people. It is our duty, that is what we believe, it is our duty to bring in more piece of writing which would encourage harmony, which would promote goodness in people, which would promote values in every field of society, whether it is in the job field, whether it is in families, whether it is in politics, every field it should promote values. And as Shaima has already pointed out, Aura aims at promoting or whatever is beneficial or useful for women, run by women. The magazine always highlights and focuses on things of interest or things that are useful for women, and matters which are not actually discussed in the other magazines, the so-called women's magazines, which mainly focus only on beauty tips or cooking tips. And they think that that is the only world for women. But women have far, a broader world. In every area of society and community, there is a role for women to play. And this is what we highlight. And also the positive contributions of women. Mostly what we see in media is, women are more celebrated for their physical beauty, or when they do something wrong. That is when women come into media or in writing as a character. But Aura wants to talk more about women, contributing women, highlighting their positive, the areas where they positively contribute to the society. So these are, this is what Aura is, and this is what Aura wants to be. So in this journey, we have already completed 3 years. Last March, we completed 3 years, and we are in the 4th year. And very soon, maybe within 3-4 months, we are planning to bring out a print issue, the second print issue also. So you are the ones to hold our hands or tell us what is required, what is really needed. And if anything goes wrong, you can always correct. So I urge and I request all of you to be with us always, to be part of this responsibility, I should say. This is a responsibility, or rather a mission that we have taken up. And I would, on this occasion, I would also like to appreciate Team Aura, the editorial team, our editor, Semina Saiba, our sub-editor, Shaima, and also the writers. See, none of them write for money. They all volunteer and write. And this is the most beautiful part of Aura. And everyone is serving, thinking that this is, we are doing it for a noble cause. So this is something to be appreciated. I don't want to lengthen too much because we are already late at this late hours, but I can't conclude without offering my prayers and condolences for the families of our brothers who were, it was a very tragic fire incident that happened in Kuwait. And today their dead bodies were brought to the country, and we have seen the sorrow of the families through the media. So let us all pray for the departed souls, and let us pray for the strength of their families. And we can understand the sorrow. What they lost is something really, something which beyond our, we can understand, but it is beyond our imagination. We can only pray for them, and we can give our moral support to the people. But as per the reports, the incident shows that it is because of not following the rules and regulations. Most of the tragedies, when we analyze, this is what we understand. The rules and regulations of the country, that, the guidelines that it happened. Let us, maybe more things are yet to come out. So anyway, let us pray for them. Also, it is our duty to support the Palestine cause and pray for them. And we know that, women and children, innocent women and children are brutally being massacred. And, let us all pray for them, and let us hope that peace comes back. There will be, no more killings. And let us appeal to the world that let them do whatever they could within their authority and within their limits. If everyone is doing their duty, if everyone is able to, as the mind to do what they should be doing, I think the world will be a better place to live. And let us pray for them also. And we are, our Hajis, it is the Hajj season. Today, the Hajis have started going to Mina. They have already entered into the actual rituals of Hajj. Lakhs of people, more than 20 lakhs people, gathered at a place. And let us pray for them for the success of the Hajj this year. And again, this festival, like many other festivals, remind us that through sacrifice, we gain our right to celebrate and enjoy. So Eid is nothing but a celebration of sacrifice. The sacrifice of a family, especially the miraculous, things circled around that family, Hazrat Hajar and her son, Prophet Ibrahim. And all these are lessons for humanity on how, sincere attempts and perseverance can bring miraculous changes in our society. And we can serve humanity through our, upholding our principles. For that, you need not have to get rid of your principles and your religious identity. Along with your religious identity, you can always serve your society, your country, and the world at large, and do what you could to make the world a better place to live. Let peace prevail. Aura, as I always say, aura is yours. Own it. Bring it up, support it, and pray for it. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mrs. Rahmatulnissa, for your inspiring address. As we draw to a close, I would like to invite Sister Sidra Shakil, a member of GIO Rajasthan, to deliver the vote of thanks. Sister Sidra, please.
Good evening, everyone present here. I, Sidra Shakil, on behalf of Aura Readers Club Rajasthan and the entire team here, and on my own behalf, extend a very hearty vote of thanks to all the people who contribute their efforts to make this event successful. It gives me an immense pleasure to deliver the vote of thanks for this event to all the dignitaries assembled here. A special thanks to all our reviewers, Sister Afira Khanam, Dr. Uma Kalia, Dr. Faiza Manzoor, Dr. Sheetal Vijay, Advocate Nigar Sultana, Garvita Gupta, Dr. Shivani Khandelwal, who despite being their busy schedule have found time to grace this occasion. Your reviews were so thought-provoking and really made us think. They were truly inspiring. They kept us spellbound, and I'm sure a lot is going to come up after all these reviews. And we express our gratitude for such an inspiring review. I thank all the good heart who worked behind the screen and on the screen. May Allah reward you here with the best. And may Allah reward you here and hereafter with the best. Jazakallah khair. Thank you.
Thank you, Sister Sidra. That brings us to the end of today's event. We hope you found it valuable and informative. Before we sign off, please take a moment to complete the feedback form that we will be sending out shortly. Your feedback helps us improve future events. Thank you once again for joining us. We look forward to seeing you at our next event. Goodbye, everyone.